Hello, my love. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lorena. I am a self-concept and manifestation coach, guide, and mentor. And I am here because I want to show you that you are not at the mercy of your circumstances, that you can be whoever you want to be, that you can create whatever you want to create, and that you can really live the life that you want to live. So if this is your first time here, then thank you for being here. If you've been here before, thank you so much for being back. Thank you for your support. And if you're watching this in the new year, then Happy New Year! I love this time of year because it's always an opportunity to reflect on the year that has just passed and set goals and visions for the year to come. And that's what we're talking about today. I am not only going to tell you about setting your intentions and your visions for not only the new year, but just in general. We're going to talk about the importance of intentions, the importance of having a strong and clear vision in order to create and to manifest what you want. But I'm also going to give you a journaling practice that I personally do every day and that I have never shared publicly before. That's normally only available as one of the practices that you receive in my coaching program, Recreate Yourself. So I just really felt like this was the right time to just give this to you for free. So I'm excited. Stay until the end if you want to hear the journaling prompts, if you want to hear the practice, and if you want to apply it to your life, because it can really change a lot. And if you like this video, if you like the content I put out, then I would be eternally grateful if you chose to support this channel by subscribing, by leaving a comment, leaving a like, whatever feels aligned for you. I upload videos every week, every Friday for the time being, and I would love to welcome you into this community. So instead of rambling on, let's get into the content for today. So as I said, I love this time of year. I really use this time of year to reflect on everything that happened in the last 12 months and to set a super clear vision, super clear goals for the year ahead. And I do this every year. There's a few practices that I do on an annual basis around this time of year, specifically actually on the 31st of December. That's kind of my day where I just spend pretty much the entire day in a reflective mode. And I have a few things that I write down and that I really dive into and reflect on. But I want to preface this by saying that, of course, you don't need to wait for the year to end in order to make a change. You don't need to put it into the next year. Right now, the year is over. If you're watching this in real time, the year has passed. But if you are watching this in July or in September or sometime in the middle of the year, do it now. You don't have to wait until the end of the year to make a change. You don't have to wait until next year to start fresh. You can start now. But if you are at the end of the year now or just at the beginning of the new one, then this is a great moment as well. It just has this fresh start feel for me. So one of the things that I like to start with before setting an intention and creating a vision for the year to come is I like to reflect on what has passed. And if you're in the middle of the year, if you're not reflecting on the whole year, you can just do this in general, or you can do it over the last 12 months or the last 6 months or whatever feels aligned for you. But I like to reflect on what are the lessons I've learned, and I like to do this in 10. So I write down the 10 lessons I've learned, 10 things I have gratitude for that have happened over this time, and 10 things I want to release and let go of. And the releasing and letting go of is about anything. That can be physical things, that can be decluttering, that can be habits, behavioral patterns, that can be beliefs or thought patterns. That can be relationships. That can be a job. It can be anything that feels aligned for you. 10 things you would like to let go of. So these are the 3 questions that I ask myself to reflect on the year that has passed. And for me, this is really essential in order to build a strong vision for the future, so for the year to come. Because very often we try to get into our desire, we try to get into manifesting what we want, but we don't actually have the clarity on what we want to let go of in order for that to happen. And it's really, really key, because if you try to step into something new, but you have all this baggage from the past, you will keep getting caught up in the past, and it will be a lot more difficult to step into the new. So that's why I like to get a lot of clarity on what I want to move on from, and also what from the past I want to take with me. What do I want to continue to do? So that can be the lessons and the gratitude that can teach you what you actually want to continue to do, what you're celebrating yourself for, and what you want to take with you. So then once that's done, I get clear on what I want to manifest in the new year. Or if you're not doing this as an end of year practice or a new year practice, but if you're doing this in the middle of the year, just what I want to manifest going forward. And you can write this as a list, but at the end of the year, there is a practice that I do every year that I speak about always at this time of year, but I've never created a video on it or included it in a video. And that is every 31st of December of every year, I will sit down and write myself a letter from the future. So on the 31st of December, 2022, for example, I will sit down and write a letter dated 31st of December 2023. And in that letter, I will write this from future Lorena to past Lorena, and I share about all the amazing things that have happened over the year, all the things I have manifested, all the things I've experienced. So I keep this positive, right? I'm not writing about anything that I don't want to happen. I only write about things I desire that I want to make manifest in this year. And sometimes the goals are a bit high. Sometimes I put in things that definitely take longer than a year to come to fruition. And other times I am actually surprised by how much more comes true than what I initially intended. And then once I've written that letter, what I will do is I will put it away, and I will not look at it until the 31st of December of the following year. So the day the letter is dated on. So I wrote it on the 31st of December 2022. I wrote it as if it was from my future self from the 31st of December 2023. And I will not look at it between the 31st of December 2022 and the 31st of December 2023. So only a year later, I actually allow myself to read that letter again. And that is so fun for me. So this year, not only do I get to write a new letter, I also get to look at the old letter and look at what came true and what didn't happen, and maybe what else came true that I did not expect or even desire previously. If you're not doing this as a New Year's practice, but you're starting this in the middle of the year, then just date it for whatever today's date is, a year into the future, and don't look at it for the next year. It's a bit of a waiting game, of course, but I promise you it's so fun. Every year, I am so surprised with how much came true. Because one of the magic ingredients when it comes to manifestation is not just the focus and the persistence and the clarity. One of the key ingredients is surrender. And when we set ourselves long-term goals and we just release them, we don't look at them again, it's a lot easier to surrender because you kind of forget about most of the things. Obviously, there are things that you might have an emotional attachment to, and that's what I support most people in my work with. So a lot of what I work through with my clients are not the small manifestations or the things they don't really care about. It's the things they have a lot of attachment towards, and where we're working on getting them into a place of surrender and actually releasing the resistance and getting back to a place of groundedness and empowerment. But try it out. Honestly, it's super fun, and I'm always surprised, and I'm so excited to read my letter tomorrow. So that is my New Year letter practice. And now I want to give you a journaling practice that I use every day. I share about this a bit more extensively in my program, so I will keep it short for this video. But in my signature coaching program, I have this practice more extensively. I have the purpose of this practice explained, and I guide people through this. But I want to give you the questions. And this is a journaling practice because journaling is such a powerful tool for me. It's good for emotional regulation, for releasing things, but it's also really good for intention setting. I find it a lot easier to embody things when I write them down because it gives me a lot of clarity, because clarity is so important in the manifestation process. It's why it's the first step that I do with my clients. You need the clarity on what you want and why you want what you want and where it comes from. Because once you have that drive and once you have that clarity and that motivation, it's a lot easier to stay on track. But here are the questions for your daily journaling practice. I encourage you to try this out. Let me know how you get on with it, if anything shifts for you through it, because I've seen incredible results with this. I'm giving you 4 questions for this, and I encourage you to do this every morning. Question number 1, what is my biggest desire today? So this can change day to day. This doesn't need to be the same thing every day. You can just feel into what feels alive for you on the day, what feels right for you on the day, what is the strongest on the day that you do this. And I, of course, encourage you to write this in the present tense as if you already had it. Write it out as detailed as you want or as short as you want. Up to you. Question number 2, what is my why? Or my motivation for the desire? Or in other words, why do I want this? This will tell you a lot because what can come up for you is that maybe the core desire behind what you think you want is actually something else. So it can give you a lot of awareness that you can dive deeper into. But what it can also do is it can just give you the motivation. It can just give you the anchor, the drive for you to keep going. Question number 3 is all about the embodiment and the self-concept, and that's who do I need to be for this to show up? So another way you can phrase this question is, what is the person like or the version of me like who already has it? Go wild on this one, and when you write down who that person is, feel into it. That's the whole purpose. You want to feel into it. Question number 4, and I lied, we actually have 5 questions, not 4. Question number 4, what do I need to let go of in order for this to happen? This kind of refers back to what I said earlier about reflecting on the past year and getting clear on what you need to release before you manifest your new vision. But this is a daily practice. So this is day to day. What do I need to let go of today? Belief systems, patterns, thoughts, behaviors, things, people. What do you need to let go of? What would you not bring with you into the future were you already this new version of yourself? And question number 5, maybe my favorite one, what proof do I have that shows me that this is possible or at least on its way? So that's where you get to collect proof, because very often we only think about why it couldn't work, why it might not happen, but we forget to actually collect proof of why it could happen. Because there's a lot of reasons for why it could happen. Even if it feels super unlikely right now, there's always the possibility for it to happen, because right now, everything is open. The future is wide open. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen in the next year. And as much as that uncertainty and that unknown can feel scary, it can also feel super exciting. So instead of collecting proof for all the reasons why it might not work, collect proof for all the reasons why it might work. So this is the journaling practice. 5 questions for you to do every day. And I promise you, you'll see results if you do this every day, because there's an element of repetition, right? If you do it every day, if you practice this every day, it's going to become second nature, and you're going to see things shift in your circumstances, in your reality, and most of all, and most importantly, in the way you feel. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? So let me know how you find this practice or all of these practices, how you enjoy them. This was a very practical video, which I don't do very often on YouTube. Again, if you like this video, leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more like this, or if you have any video requests, you can let me know also. Please follow me on Instagram. I love receiving DMs from you over there as well. And if you want to work with me privately, you can apply for my signature coaching program. The link for that is in the description box below. You'll also have all the information you need, but I'm available for any questions at any point. Just DM me on Instagram. That's the best way to reach me. I will see you in the next video and in the new year if you're watching this in real time. And I'm sending you so much love, and let's make the next year the best year yet until the year after that, just so it gets better and better.